All right, y'all, you already know what time it is. It's your boy Moody Star back again with another video. Now, of course, welcome to Patreon, where, of course, I got my YouTube fellow brethren, and pretty soon they will tap in. They'll be able to, understand what's going to happen when we actually kind of not only brainstorm, but just share instant downloads or just share our experiences because, again, on Patreon, I'm more so about the facts and also doing the research. But I also have to remember the reason why y'all even resonate with my energy is because I tap into this unique energy where it's like, I don't need research. I don't need a pen and paper. This is just straight based on my experience within life and how to go about the matrix and navigate throughout the matrix. Okay. So with that being said, I'm gonna go through some things that a couple of goals that I'm working on here on Patreon. First of all, shout out to all the new supporters. You know what I'm saying? I message you guys. So again, any type of questions or anything that you guys want to talk about, make sure, you guys check your inboxes, and we're gonna stay connected type shit. You feel me? I've been consistently working out, and maybe at the end of this video, I probably might edit like some of my workouts. Now the plan is I'm trying to build a body where I become a warrior. Because like I said, right now I'm in this fire element. I'm using the elements. I'm understanding how to use the elements to manifest. How to use the elements to manifest while practicing retention, getting the female attraction, and not losing focus. Okay? And this might just be the introduction to this. So far, I've also this is gonna be like an introduction to how I'm using the elements, but also this is gonna be an introduction to decoding the matrix when watching certain movies. Okay, so this video is gonna be, hopefully it's not too long. I don't try to keep these videos too long, but again, it's gonna be. I've been living life, and I've been taking notes mentally. So when I make these videos, these are like I'm literally putting out into the universe as not only notes, but just different realities that will come to fruition. This is why I have to be very careful of what I say. You have to be careful of what you say. Everything is spells. If you light a candle and you speak something over the flame is going to actually listen to you. It'll actually listen to you with enough focused energy. People don't know how to access their superpowers because they don't have enough focused energy. Now, when you talk about movies, right? Now, first of all, me personally, I ain't no casual movie watcher. I actually do not like sitting down in one place for an hour at a time or 2 hours at a time unless I'm actually either making a video or whatever I might be watching. Not only is it stimulating the brain and stuff, but I'm actually learning something where it can help me unlock certain codes within my DNA. They have thousands of movies that are about you, my boy. There are thousands of movies. Even if, a female one day, if she becomes a supporter because she just wants to hear, a guy's perspective, even to the 1% of women who's going to become a member. Shout out to y'all. But a lot of these movies are about y'all. It's about us. If you don't have the spiritual lenses to see the message, to decode, then you will miss everything. Everything. So, being on retention, getting in the sun, working out, sun gazing, sunbathing, eating healthy, this is how you develop your spiritual lens. This is how you upgrade from 20/20 vision to what's a good number? 100 vision? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Think of the best animal that has the best eyesight in the world, and then multiply that by a bagajillion. In other words, your spiritual lenses, literally, when you put them on, you see reality. You be like, damn, nigga, you was the whole time this was here. Damn, the whole time this spiritual entity was here. Bro, there's been times where I meditated in the past 3 days after I do a jump rope workout, for example, after 30 minutes. I get into the state of breathing heavy, right? Because I'm allowing more oxygen to get to the brain so I can have a better, clearer picture of my imagination. Now, mind you, when you're doing this as well, you're actually preparing yourself to learn how to lucid dream. Clear mind. To the guys who smoke weed, it plays a huge part on the spiritual journey. It makes people creative, but it also slows people down. So you have to go, in order to have a clear lucid dream, 24 hours minimum. 2 days, 3 days if possible. I know there's a lot of people who use it every day. And of course, they have certain addicting chemicals that, you done, it's already a crutch. You feel me? We passed that. The thing is, if you have enough focused energy, you can beat any addiction. The addiction itself is focused energy. It's just focusing on lower vibrations. Any addiction usually comes with a high that like you can touch the sky with, and then it has a low. You got to come back down to earth. And sometimes when people come back down to earth, they fall through earth and they damn near in hell. Drugs make you feel less than when it's out of your system and you don't have it. You feel less than, you feel shitty. So that's why it's not the smartest idea to try to say, oh yeah, man, this is a psychedelic that I'm using to have a spiritual awakening. And you're not even using that energy the right way. But anyway, having focused energy allows you to have the spiritual lenses. So when you have this happening, everything looks different. Every sound sounds different. Every word hits different. Every time you start to watch a show, a commercial, listen to some type of music, it has hidden codes, hidden light codes made specifically for you, for your own vision. This is what I'm learning. There's multiple lenses that I can look through right now, and I can see different versions and different uh, parts of the universe that exist right now. It's okay. Once you have the awareness, now it's all about getting your life force energy to get into that realm of reality. You can't be aware, you can't manifest something if you don't even know, or if you're not even aware that exists. How can you manifest it if you don't even know it exists? So when you're out casually watching movies and shit like that, like I said, I don't like to watch movies. I don't find anything to be interesting. But if I do, it usually has something within the movie. Anything that I watch, I always try to take something from what I'm watching and apply it into my life today. So the recent two movies that I've watched, really three, but the two that spoke to me, some old movies. Uh, First movie, Click, with Adam Sandler. It dropped like in 2007. I'm not sure. I gotta look it up again. But I watched that movie and it surprised the fuck out of me, bro. But essentially, if you didn't watch that movie, I'll give you a quick breakdown. It's about this guy who has a family, has a wife, 2 kids, a house, and he's an architect. And his job is extremely demanding. And in order for him to get like a promotion and stuff like that, he has to do a lot of work. He has to cancel trips with his family. You know, his family saying, "Oh, we want to go on this camping trip," and he's like, "Oh no, I got to go to work," type shit, right? So one day, this guy goes to the store, goes to Bed Bath and Beyond, falls asleep, wakes up, sees the door that says Beyond, decides to walk through the door, sees this crazy guy. He essentially went to Bed Bath and Beyond because he wanted to get like a universal remote control, and we're gonna tap more into that in a second, because everything is symbolic. You gotta look like if you haven't watched the movie, I'd suggest to kind of, now that you have the spiritual lenses and actually have the spiritual perspective, because again, you may have a different perspective than me after you watch the movie. But it's like if you're going to watch something, make sure whatever you watch is going to help you decode not only the matrix but decode some of um, the DNA within you, if it relates to you. If it don't relate to you, you don't even gotta look too deep into it. But he goes to the store to look for a universal controller. The guy says, "Okay, we got this one controller. It's a universal controller." To the actor Adam Sandler, he looked at it as like, "All right, cool, thank you. And now I have a remote control that can, I can use for my TV and whatnot, right?" But the guy, he wasn't. First of all, he wasn't even human. And this is why you would think like there's a lot of people who move in human forms. Now, mind you, movies are a little bit exaggerated, but even within the exaggeration, there's some truth to like certain little stuff that they be showing in the movies. Can you actually have a remote control where you can fast forward life? Nah, not really. I mean, you watching this video, so you can fast forward this video. So you might have control to for me to repeat this shit over and over again. And now you gonna have me stuck in forever land repeating this shit over and over again because you keep rewinding the video. Like, nigga, I'm tired. Let me get through the video. I'm just playing. But I'm just saying, in real life, we don't have that. But what if we did? This is where the use of imagination comes in. What if we had this remote control that can go back in time, fast forward time, at a click of a button? You can check out the menus. You can see the different types of realities that exist. That's this essentially. Homeboy didn't know what type of remote control he had. The only terms of the terms and conditions of having the remote control, it's you can't return it. Like you have to keep it. So I was like, you know what? I'll take this free of charge. He goes into his life and he realizes like, when he presses pause or when he's turning down the volume of the dog barking and shit, like he's going crazy, right? Like he's seeing this shit in real time. Every time he had an argument and his emotions would get basically every time he had an argument or a tough time when he got sick, he tried to find ways to say, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. Let me just fast forward this shit. Let me fast forward to when I'm better. Fast forward to when I'm at the finish line. Fast forward to when I have the girl of my dreams. Fast forward to when I have the money. So essentially that's what he was doing throughout the whole movie, right? Until the remote control understood his patterns and his cycles. So anytime he got into an argument, anytime he wanted to even have sex with his girl, because mind you, there was this one time where he was like, nah, let me just fast forward, because he didn't want to do foreplay. So because she asked, oh, give me a massage and shit. And he didn't want to do all that. He fast forwarded the whole entire thing, smashed her within under a minute. He came, and she didn't come, right? Funny. That to me, that was just like hilarious. But again, the remote control started to literally control his life, and it was just like anytime his emotions got up, anytime a bad situation that happens, it's like it's like when you look in real life, there's been times, plenty of times, I've been to work and I have a shitload, the whole truck to unload. I don't feel like doing this shit. Sometimes I wish I was in that Click movie and I could use this shit. Man, fast forward to when I'm done. Fast forward to when I get to the good parts. Fast forward all this bullshit. I ain't trying to deal with the headaches of doing this. And this is what was happening within the movie Click. It got to a point where he fast forwarded to a time where he finally got the promotion. And the nigga woke up fat as hell. You know, he's seen his kids grow up. Actually, I really rock out with his son because his son blew up just like his dad. But then his son over time started working out and became and had he literally transformed his body from being a fat dude to like well put together because his son put in the work. Remember, his son didn't have the remote control. Uh, Homeboy did, which is Adam Sandler. I forgot the name of his character within the movie. But spoiler alert, I'm gonna let you guys know what happened. If you don't want to be spoiled, go ahead and watch the movie and then you come back and then get the full breakdown. Go ahead. Go ahead and watch it. I don't care. You don't want to watch it? All right, cool. I understand. Cool. All right, we can continue with this video. But spoiler alert. It gets to the point where he's a fat motherfucker. He missed his dad's funeral. Um, he was so consumed with work and having success that he missed a lot of the precious times in life. Now, the homeboy that gave him the remote control through the movie, he was calling him and shit, and there was times where the nigga would just pop up. And then pretty much after his father passed, that's when the dude was like, I had to take him. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm an angel of death. Crazy work, right? So he realizes basically he realizes over time that it's like, all right, cool, bro. He always breezed through traffic, but I think when he got a second chance, and it was the simplest thing ever, but like when he had got a second chance, no, I think this was like still when he I don't know. I don't remember what happened, the order of the movie, but there was a scene where he was trying to outsmart the remote control, so his life wouldn't fast forward because he actually wanted to take time to appreciate the now, live in the present, understanding the process of life. Whole time when he was fast forwarding, he was on autopilot. That's what the angel of death explained to him. So every time when he was at dinner, he would have this autopilot response. Every time he was at work, autopilot response. Because he wasn't there. And we actually live our lives on autopilot and don't even know it sometimes. We'll be at certain events, be with certain family members, hell, even be with your girl that you really probably don't really fuck with like that, but you just like her because her pussy is amazing and her head is amazing and her cooking is amazing. And niggas just get on autopilot. Shut all the way the fuck off. Get into bot mode. And it's like they live in life, but they not really there. But they only actually want to try to live life when things are like, yes, I reached my goal. Yes, I got the promotion. Yes, I'm making $1 million. They want to embrace those moments, but don't even remember how the fuck they got there. Towards the end of the movie, the character he fast forwarded so far into his life that his son was about to get married, and then his son was about to blow off the honeymoon, and I believe like homeboy got sick, went into the hospital. His son came to see him. His son and daughter came to see him, type shit. And then they left, and he just he was just so infatuated, just understanding like, yo, family first, fuck this business shit. Because you don't know how long you're going to have any of the simplest stuff. So I want to say, at the end of the movie, when he did get his second chance, it that shit touched my soul, type shit, because he went back in time to where he went to Bed Bath and Beyond and woke up. And of course, you know, to him it was just like a dream. And this is why when you lucid dream, the shit feel real. Whole time the movie happened, But when everything happened again, he was in the movie setting, he was just lucid dreaming. But he woke up after being in that reality and living through, fast forward almost 40, 50 years of his life, damn near. He went back home. The first thing when he seen his car, he was like, oh my gosh, Mr. Old Reliable, thank you. I'm so glad to see you. The car gets you from point A to point B. This is what I'm saying. Perspective is everything, bro. Spiritual, when you have on your spiritual lenses, you see in a different light. You see your blessings. Humble beginnings. There's a lot of people who are rappers and stuff. They can't just walk into the store no more like a regular person. They can't book a regular flight to go on a regular plane. Even if they wanted to, they can't. Because they're going to get harassed. But the moral of the story, the moral of Click, basically, again, if you want to breeze through, basically when you fast forward through life, you live on autopilot. You're not going to embrace every activity that happens. And before you know it, it's going to be 30 years, 40 years, you're going to get fat as shit. You probably might have more money, might experience a little bit more success. But are you taking the time out to actually put time into your body? Are you taking the time out to actually enjoy the now? Are you taking the time out to understand that you are literally the only nigga in the gym shooting? So that quote gonna hit different when you say, bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. But you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Them lyrics hit harder because you are actually in the gym without nobody to rebound the ball for you. There's nobody telling you, hey, you can run a little bit faster. There's nobody telling you how to build yourself. And this is what I'm talking about, bro. It gave me a perspective to say, like, because, like, after I watched that movie, again, I think the movie was almost like an hour and a half, maybe close to about 2 hours. I think probably like an hour and a half. After I was done watching that movie, I walked for 2 miles to the park, got some shots up, put in the work, and walked back. And I took every step that I took, I embraced it. I literally could have just drove to the damn park. Had 2 working vehicles that I could use to go to the park. It would have been too easy. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to, number one, use time in a way where it's like, okay, if I got so much time on my hands, what can I do to quote unquote kill time? I don't even like saying that shit no more. Damn, what can I do to kill time? Because essentially, you know, first of all, time is linear and it's an illusion, low key. It's just a measurement of where the sun gonna be and where the moon gonna be. That's what time really is. Because there's times where it's morning, but like as soon as it gets to 12 o'clock, it's still pitch black outside. But it's the morning, it's the next day. So time only measures the sun and the moon. So it's like when you start to increase your vibration, increase the energy, have enough focused energy, you are going to be able to see through the spiritual lenses that, like, damn, I'm literally seeing forever. Like, I'm seeing time that, like, it's a black space that I could put some energy, I could put some thought into that. I could make a business out of that. I can, as I walked to the park, I came up with like 3 business ideas, bro. 3 business ideas. I tried to ask ChatGPT for help. You know what the bitch told me? I'm sorry, you've reached your limit for high-level conversations for today. I didn't even know that shit was possible. There's questions that I have that this world cannot answer. I've learned to travel through the universe. I've learned to travel through my mini universe. When you do more traveling, using not only just the physical body, Because when you work out and stuff, like you got this fire within you burning. You got to reawaken, and you have to reawaken the sun within. I'll make a separate video about that. Solar plexus, solar system, your soul. When you look into the sun, this nigga, that's where we from. That is literally a gateway to a different portal, to a higher portal, higher levels of existence. When you know how to use these elements, and now you know how to decode the matrix, your day will start to get booked out. I don't know what your schedule is. I don't know if you go to work. I don't know if you go to school. I don't know if you go to church. I don't know if you go to your stepdad's house, your stepmom's house. I don't know what you do. But if there's a time that you ever feel bored, nigga, if you got a computer, you got a laptop, or even a cell phone, they got websites like 123 Movies. They have different websites where it has every movie that was out. If you want to get a subscription to Disney Plus, or you already got somebody, that's what I'm saying, bro. They give us all this shit to either distract us or to help reawaken the DNA. That is the yin and yang of every movie that you see, every song that you hear. Good or bad, it has a yin and a yang to it. So when you understand that perspective, this is when you can see beyond 3D. You're going into 4D, 5D, the fifth dimension. One of my meditations was, after I was done jump roping and shit, I closed my eyes and I seen tall beings that essentially was hovering over humans. And it was like either they was manipulating them or watching. I don't know what the fuck. But I seen a vision of all of them. Tall beings. And all of them looked at me at the same time. And when they looked at me at the same time, they was like, oh shit, he can see us? I'm like, yep, it's over. I can see y'all. That was just a glimpse of what reality actually is when you have the spiritual lenses on to see. What did I see? Who knows? I don't know if they was humans' higher selves. I don't know if it was just I was in the spiritual realm. Because again, everything is layered. Like, yes, we have a physical plane here, but there's layers within this physical plane that make up this physical realm. You feel me? It's like essentially the spiritual realm creates the stage for the physical to exist. Yin and yang. So at all times, the spiritual realm, whether you close your eyes, whether you lay down, whether you turn your head this way, turn your head that way, the spiritual realm is always around. Always around, every time. So you can close your eyes, you can meditate, you can tap into higher realms of reality. And you can have out-of-body experiences. And how you know that's going to happen is when you get goosebumps, that's DNA activation. Or that's you trying to reawaken some of the DNA within your body. Hidden codes will become unlocked. So keep that in mind, bro. But yeah, bro. Again, I'm in my fire element right now. If you made it to the end of the video, bro, you to go. Shout out to all the new Patreon supporters. Y'all stay locked in. Shout out to my newest member. I don't know where my phone at. I'm gonna shout you out in the next video, bro. My bad. I apologize. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely see you guys on the next video. Y'all stay locked in. Make sure you see through the different lenses that God will give you. He gonna have, you know, when they say 50 shades of gray, you have 50 different, you have a lot of different perspectives that you can see through. The more perspectives that you can see through, the more powerful you become. Because now when you experience those people or whatever the situation is, you already seen it play in your mind. So you're already kind of seeing in the future. So you're already kind of like strengthening your psychic ability, your natural psychic ability. Tap in. I'm gonna see you guys on the next video, bro. Peace.